living situation on time. Okay? Because if you don't, turn down. Okay? Verification of employment, that's VOE. VOI, verification of income. Okay? They want to know, they want to look at your savings account. They want to look at your banking accounts. They want to look at your records. They want to, you got any assets? You got any of this? How about that? You got this? You got that? They want to know everything. Okay? It's not as difficult as I'm portraying, but it is. It's not like it used to be. Man, back in the day, we were slinging houses. We were slinging houses. We were closing people left and right, and we still had this program. You know, we were bringing people out of the 4s and into the 5s and closing. Okay? And it was that easy. Now we're bringing them out of the 4s through the 5s up into the 6 so we can get them closed. Okay? But that's all it means. Somebody tells you you're pre-approved because you called in and they asked you what your income was and how much, and they give you a pre-approval up to a certain amount. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Once you get through all of that, and then you get an approval, that's a real approval. Now, the only way that this is ever going to work, and this is the most important part of this deal, the credit's going to happen. If you'll just stick to the basics, make sure you pay your bills on time, get us whatever you get in the mail, okay? Establish some new trade lines. When we wake up 12 months from now or however long it may be, the credit is going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be reestablished and it's going to be good. It's never going to be perfect. We all start off perfect with an 850. But the next day, nobody has perfect credit. Okay? Nobody. It's never going to be perfect, but it's going to be good. And that's what you got to have. But if this budget is not where it should, your house budget, how you budget your financing and how you save your money, if it doesn't work out, you'll never get to the next level. Credit's going to take care of itself. We'll help you, hopefully we can find you a rent house that you like, okay? We'll get you settled down there. But the credit part of it's going to do, we're going to manage the application. But the budget is the key to this whole thing. It's the entire key to the whole process. Because the best case scenario is that you have a zero down home. There's not very many of these zero down loans available right now. They're in certain markets and certain areas, okay? But they are available. And yeah, every financial professional in this industry, when it comes to mortgage and stuff, some of them will say no, but most of them will tell you that they're going to come back. They have to. The $8,000 stimulus package that was passed was successful. It does work, all right? But they will also tell you that the difference between a 0 down loan and a 3% down loan, the default rate is about 10 times higher, okay? So it is a huge risk. But they are available. Best case scenario, nothing out of pocket, great rate. Maybe 4, 5, it doesn't matter, great rate. Worst case scenario is 3% down payment and a great rate. Really the difference between the rate on a 3% and a 0 down is maybe a quarter, okay? Great rate. But the only way that you will get 3% down converted into a 0% down payment on a house is to have the money. That's it. You cannot get a 0 down approval without having the money in the bank and without having a track record of how it got there. Okay? The old days of borrowing from somebody and flipping it in your account and going to closing, you can't do that anymore. You got to show. Now, even if it does come from a bonus or it comes from IRS or tax return, I mean, we can prove those things. Okay? But the only way that you're going to get to the next level is to have the money. Okay? Have the money in the bank. How do you save 3%? $150,000 house, guys, is $400, $500. I don't know about you, that's hard to do. Some of you may think it's impossible. $100,000 house, $3,000. Okay, plus you're going to have your first month. Most of us have that because we're paying rent, and we go through that cycle to where we pay this month's rent, and then we move it into the new house, and we don't have rent, and we typically can cover that. But 3% down, you got to have it. You got to start preparing yourself for 3 to 5%. Save it. Now, if you get to that point, and we get the approval and all that stuff, and you got the money in the bank, and you qualify for the 0% down loan, take it. Keep your money. $3,000 down on a $100,000 house is about $3 a month. Keep your money. Keep it in the bank. It ain't going to affect your payment that much. It's not like a car payment where it really affects your, it don't affect it hardly at all. Keep your money, okay? But you also go in FHA, they're really not going to allow you to put any more money down, okay? They pretty much, you know, there are some 5, some 10% down FHA stuff, okay? But you have, funny thing about saving your money, if you can't, okay, and you just checked out on me and you're thinking, oh, that I'm not going to be able to do it, then you and I need to sit down at a table for about an hour. And that's what I do. It's my favorite part of the job. It's free. It's part of the service. Okay? We'll do it. Maybe we may do it 3 and 4 times before you get to the closing table. A budget meeting with me, one-on-one. It's part of the deal. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. I do have 4 kids, though. My weekends are shot. I work harder on Saturday and Sunday than I do Monday through Friday. But 7A to 7P, Monday through Friday, we'll sit down. We'll go through a budget. We'll figure out what we can do to save money. We'll put a game plan together. You may have wanted to buy a home in the next 6 months, but you just determined in your mind that there's no way in the world that I can save up enough money in order to get an approval in 6 months. Okay, it may just turn into a year. Your year plan may turn into 2 years. No matter how long it takes you to get to where you're going on this process, if you can do it within the next 24 months, interest rates have never been lower. House prices have never been lower. Dallas-Fort Worth is a top 5 market. Dallas-Fort Worth is the #1 big business relocation ever. It's #1. More companies are moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex than anywhere else in the United States. No state tax, lots of room, lots of property, great area to live, other than the stadium is in Arlington. But it's the best time to buy. No matter what it takes, no matter what you got to do. You know, go to a slower internet speed, you know. Don't have the best cable you can buy for $180 a month, you know. I'm not going to take it, I'm not going to take anything away from you that you don't need, but we got to figure out how to save your money, okay? Because the only way that you're going to have ever any chance whatsoever to buy a house with nothing down, because seriously, 3% versus nothing, it ain't going to do nothing to your payment, so you might as well try to get it, okay? Is to have the money in the bank. That's the bankers aren't in here right now chasing it. It's funny, banks, you got it, they don't want it. It's just like it. You ain't got it, they want it now. Want it now. That's the way banks work. Okay? You got to be able to save your money. If you have a problem saving your money, don't call tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. They close out on the seminar. They have tons of people to get filed, get you connected with a realtor. So don't call tomorrow. Call next week and set it up with me. We'll meet every 3 months if we have to get you on track of a budget. I got a great spreadsheet. It's on our website. We'll go through it. It's downloadable to your computer where you can type it in. It's a great ledger. It'll track all your money coming in. It'll track all your money going out. But the only way that it's if you're honest with it. Also, if it's husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be, if you guys come to the table with me, please tell each other before you get there what you're spending your money on that they don't know about. Get that out of the way before you get to my table, please. I don't want to discover anything that needs to be discovered like that. Seriously, I beg you to please meet, not that part, meet with me. That's what I went to school to be an accountant. That's what I ended up doing. I do this because I love it and because of my own personal story. The little lady back there in the back earlier that was taking pictures, we're doing some advertising. The company now is going to be on the radio. We're going to have our own radio show about credit and about the market and stuff like that. But I can write a great budget. But that bad boy is empty for a reason. If you give me money, I will spend it. And I won't think nothing about it. It will be gone. I get an allowance. I won't lie to you. I get an allowance for a reason. You should see the budget at our house. It's beautiful. But I get an allowance. And it's Thursday. There's nothing left. It didn't even last till Tuesday. You know exactly what I'm talking about, but I can help you with your budget. But ultimately, it's up to you to arrange your finances. Because here's what happens. Here's how it really works itself out. If you've got money in the bank, okay, let's say 4, 6 months from now, whatever it may be, you got $2,000 in the bank, you're on the right track, your goals are being met, you're setting everything on fire, credit's getting cleaned up, all your bills are being paid on time, and you go to get your car inspected. And the guy says, it ain't passing. You know, and the next thing you know, it costs you $600 to get your car fixed. So you can get it inspected. So you don't get a ticket. So they don't find out the one that you forgot about. So you can make it to work. And you can make the paycheck so you can keep going. So you got to do what you got to do. If there is $25 is what isn't that the minimum that you got to keep in your savings account nowadays? Okay. I meet people every day. How much you got in your savings account? $25. How much? $25. And they got like a lot of money left over at the end of these months. At least that's because they didn't tell me all the stuff they spend their money on. But if you've got $25 in your savings account and you got to get your car fixed, or it just stopped running, and you got to get your car fixed. If you got $25, somebody ain't getting paid, right? But who cares, right? Because how much worse could it be? You know, I'm 30 days late on my car again. Who cares, though? I got a 420. 410? Sure, okay, 410, 420, who cares? It's bad, but you can't think that way anymore. If you've got $2,000 in the bank, yes, it's your housing fund, but without it, you're late again, and we're starting all over. With it, you make that payment, you get your car fixed. Nobody doesn't get paid. Everybody gets paid on time. You add a couple more months to your saving budget plan, and you keep going. It will change everything about everything that you do, your budget. Even though you've got a goal in mind and you're saving up for your house, okay? That's the most important thing. But it will change everything about the way you do things. A, you're on a good plan. A, there's nothing more important than owning a house for your family. It's all we got left. The statistics, you can read them. You can look them up. A household that's owned for kids, it'll blow you away on what it'll do for your kids if you own your own home versus renting and moving. It's incredible the statistics that are out there for the family and the structure and the foundation of owning your own home. It will blow you away if you really look in deep on how the effect it has on children growing up in a place that their family owns. Because there's pride and there's all kinds of things that go with that, and there's stability. But budget, please. If you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't go back to sleep because you can't figure out how in the world you're going to save $2,000 in the next 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is, you go call tomorrow. If you wake up tonight at 2 o'clock in the morning, go ahead and call and schedule a budget with me. Okay? They'll send me the invitation. I don't have a schedule. They make my schedule for me. So call the office, get it scheduled. I would love, and before the next seminar, every single body in this room, we could sit down on a table together. And we'll set it up. We'll do about every 3 months. I always get the people coming back because they want to show me how much money they got. The most important ones are the ones that need to come back because they didn't do it. Okay, but we'll set it up 2 months at a time, 3 months at a time, every 6 months, whatever it takes. But I need to be the first person you call. I will make time to do a budget with you because that's how it's going to work. You can have a good credit score. You can have an 850 credit score, and if you got nothing in the bank, you don't have an approval. There's no way in the world to get an approval today without a savings account and without money in there for your down payment. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. So, I hope everybody in this room, if you're not already signed up, sign up. But I hope everybody in this room will stick with this program because I'm here to tell you right now, there's not a faster program on the market. There's not a better guarantee on the market. If you'll let us finish and you'll get to the end of this thing a year from now or however long it takes and we fail, we will give you however much money you spent for the program. We'll give it all back to you. And we will ask you, I will personally ask you if we can do it for free until we're done. Okay? It's the best guarantee there is for home ownership. And it's the fastest. I hope everybody in this room finishes. Not that I can't live in a house like that. That one that was being shown up there. My house was built in the 60s. I'm pretty good with a hammer, so we did a lot of modifications, but I can't. I have what they call like obsessive compulsive disorder. I can't, all that new stuff kills me, man. I like it old and go ahead and dent it now. I'm good with that. You know, 4 kids in my house, you cannot roll that way because it's going to get tore up. So please, stick with the program. If you're not in it, get in it. It's the most affordable program there is. Just so you know, as a company, we spend about $5,000 on each person in this room. If we go from start to finish, our out-of-pocket expense is about $5 grand. It doesn't cost you that much. It don't even cost you hardly anything to do this. Why do we spend the money? Well, if we get you to the end, we can make, so that's where we make our money. We don't make our money in the beginning. That's not the way it's supposed to work. We're supposed to do what we say we're going to do and prove that what we're going to do. And you become a homeowner, and we sell you the home, and we finance it. That's where the money comes in. That's the way it should be. I can't charge $5,000. Ain't nobody be in this room right now. Okay? Please get into the program if you're not already. Tell everybody that you know about the program. It helps thousands of people every single year.
Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I know it was long. Some of it may have been boring, but we really appreciate it. Remember, this is going to take a long time. All right? It took a while to get here. It's going to take a little while to get to where we're going. Just have patience, have faith. Your next step, please call the office to find out if you need any other paperwork. We need your rent questionnaire, and if you're ready to start looking for a house now, let's get started. Thanks again.